Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are located. Thank you all so much for joining Amtrak Vacations as today we are going to feature the top 3 ways to save big on your next rail vacation this year, folks. First and foremost, let me just take a minute to introduce myself. I will be your host today, and today's presentation is scheduled to be about 45 minutes, give or take. I hope you can join me throughout today's presentation as I have some exciting updates to share with each and every one of you throughout the presentation, as well as at the end of today's presentation. As you can see in the top left-hand corner, I will be giving away a $100 Amtrak Vacation gift certificate to one lucky person, just as a way of saying thank you for joining myself here today. I want to encourage all of you to certainly book any of these exciting trips that I go over here today or any other trips you may be interested in. Folks, pick up that phone, give us a call, or contact your local travel agent who can help you with any of these fantastic rail vacations. Our phones are ringing off the hook as we speak. And why is that? Well, again, today we're going to talk about the top 3 best ways to save on your rail vacation this year. And I don't even want to wait to the end to share with you one of those reasons. I'm going to tell you all 3 right up front, and I will go throughout today's presentation sharing more about each one. Endless summer sale going on right now until the end of this week. We have savings on our ultimate getaway trips. These are the trips people are traveling on right here, right now for this year. Trips that are 3, 4, 5, 6 days up to a week or so long this year. And last but not least is our everyday discounts that you can take advantage of on the rail portion of any of our packages. So first and foremost, everyone, let me just say before I move to the next slide, any questions that you may have, please feel free to type those away. Your question box is on the right-hand side of your screen, and you can type those in, and I will save time at the end of today's presentation to answer as many questions as you may have. So without further ado, everybody, let's move right into our latest and greatest and our last, let me repeat, our last sale for this year for any of you looking to travel right here, right now in 2018. Folks, this is our endless summer sale. Limited time only, expires the end of the day this Friday, August 3rd, as you can see in the top right-hand corner. Now, any of you that travel on any of our trips that involve an overnight on board the train, folks, if you upgrade to either a roomette or a bedroom, you could take advantage of our endless summer sale. Now, as you can see, it is valid on package bookings, including 3 or more components. So what does that mean, everyone? As long as it's the train, a hotel, a sightseeing tour, that could be one. As long as it's the train, a hotel, or a meal, Broadway shows, maybe car rental, as long as it has 3 or more components or 3 or more items within a package, and most importantly, you upgrade to either a roomette or a bedroom. If it's a roomette, folks, as you can see on the left-hand side underneath the round circle in the middle, we're going to take off $200 per couple. And if it is a bedroom, we're going to take off $300 off per couple. And all you need to do, again, is just give us a call or contact your local travel agent before the end of the day this Friday. And that qualifies for any trips that you travel on this year in 2018. So what does a roomette or a bedroom look like? Well, let's move right into it. Let me kind of give you a little more of an idea. Now, hopefully we have some folks joining us here today that have traveled on board with Amtrak Vacations. And for those of you that have wanted to, and it's something on your wish list, I hope today's presentation gets you excited again to see all that the USA and or Canada has to offer. I did want to mention we have over 1,000 people. Let me repeat that, over 1,000 people joining us today throughout today's presentations. I've already done one this morning. I have this one and I have one this evening. So what is the difference between a roomette and a bedroom? Well, it's actually really simple, everyone. If you take a look at the diagram in the bottom right-hand corner, as you can see, roomette, just like many typical rooms on many trains, not only here in the United States, but worldwide, it is bunk bed style. Now, what do you not see inside a roomette? A toilet and a shower. But here's the great news, everyone. Roomettes, they are our most popular sleep-in category on board the train, and they're our most affordable. Why? Because right down the hall, there's toilets and showers that only people like yourselves, if you're in a roomette or bedroom, have access to. Okay, so we call it a private yet shared toilet and shower. Now, as you can see with the lady sitting down on the left-hand side, what's included? Daytime seating. So the lower bunk bed, folks, actually converts into seats that face each other. They're climate controlled rooms. There's a small closet inside, a fold down table, as well as, again, restroom and shower access. Also, bed linens, all meals included. I want to mention that. That is a big, big highlight. Whether you're in a roomette or a bedroom, on any package that you book with us, all meals will be included during the overnight journey from the city you depart from until the city you arrive in. It also includes assistance from a sleeping car attendant, so keep that in mind. He or she is there throughout the entire trip to help answer any questions you may have, to help you with turn down service, and to also take the time as to when you would like to dine in the evening. Okay, so keep that in mind. Now, you know yourselves the best. If you want your own private toilet and shower inside of your room, well, again, no worries. Our endless summer sale applies to not only a roomette, which again is $200 off per couple, but also right here, which is our bedroom. Bedrooms, as you can see, also bunk bed style, a little bit larger in size, typically fits 2 adults, 1 small child, but it does have its own private toilet and shower inside the room, okay? So again, any package that you book with us before the end of the day this Friday to travel anytime this year in 2018, you could take advantage of those exciting savings. So folks, why Amtrak Vacations? You know, over the last few years, we've been compiling the top reasons why so many of our travelers, not only here in the United States and Canada, but worldwide, why they've loved traveling with Amtrak Vacations. And these are the top 6 reasons. And hopefully some of these will apply to many of you joining myself here today. First and foremost, bucket list experience. I can't tell you how many times I travel really all over the world, let alone here in the United States, when I meet so many of our travelers or people looking to travel that have expressed how it's on their bucket list. It is on their wish list, okay? This is always one of the most popular reasons given to us. And folks, we here at Amtrak Vacations, we not only, again, take care of the rail portion of your trip, but we take care of hotels, lodging, sightseeing, meals, activities. When I say truly a one-stop shop, we are truly a one-stop shop when it comes to any USA and or Canada travel. Also, room to roam, that's the second point listed right there on the screen. So many of our travelers, and hopefully many of you who've traveled on board with Amtrak Vacations, have loved how you can get up, walk around, stretch your legs. In fact, we encourage all of you to do that every time you travel on your rail vacation with us, just like you would on a cruise ship itself. You can get up, go to the observation car, the dining car. As we know, when you drive or if you're on a bus tour, you're a little more confined to your seats. Not on board the trains, folks. Number 3, less hassle. Did you know you can arrive at any of the Amtrak stations as close into departure as only 30 to 45 minutes before the train leaves and be able to head out on your rail vacation of a lifetime? As we know, when we fly, we have to arrive typically 2 to 3 hours ahead of time. Well, not on board with Amtrak Vacations. Fourth point, city to city service. Now, I'm doing today's presentation from the Boston area, and I always love mentioning New York City Penn Station. Hopefully some of you joining myself and Amtrak Vacations here today have traveled in and out of Penn Station in New York City, but I use that train station as an example because it truly is in the heart of New York City. In fact, you are within blocks of Broadway. You are within walking distance of Times Square. Well, here's the great news, everyone. The same applies to even some of our national parks out in the Western United States. In fact, Glacier National Park, you are approximately 208 steps away from Glacier Park Lodge. Location, location, location. The 5th point is satisfy your hunger. Now, I just talked about this a little earlier, highlighting roomettes and bedrooms. Again, if you upgrade to a roomette, we're going to take $200 off per couple. Again, as long as you book by the end of the day this Friday to travel anytime in 2018. Same applies to bedrooms, except bedrooms, it's $300 off per couple to travel anytime this year in 2018. You also get your meals included, folks, at no additional charge, okay? Food, you can order off the menu. You also have your own private accommodations when you're in any sleeping category as well. And last but not least, everyone, flexibility. We have daily departures and in some cases, multiple departures daily. So keep that in mind. Now, did I mention you can also choose hotels that work the best for your needs? You see, the nice thing about when you book with Amtrak Vacations or through your local travel agent, you get to choose between 3, 4, up to 5-star, 5-diamond properties, 5-diamond hotels. Again, it just depends on what your budget is, but we and or your local travel agent will work with you to find the right package at the right price. Also, keep in mind, did you know with Amtrak Vacations, folks, you can customize or tailor make any rail package to fit your needs. So you can make them as long or as short as you would like. You can start and or end wherever there is an Amtrak station, and you can include as much or as little within all the packages as you would like. Now, where does Amtrak travel to in the United States, everyone? I always love showing this map. Do you know Amtrak travels to 46 out of the 48 states within the continental United States? In fact, the only 2 states the train does not go through within the continental United States are the states of South Dakota and Wyoming. Last year alone, last year, over 32 million people traveled on board Amtrak. Over 32 million people. In fact, if Amtrak was an airline, everyone, it would actually be the 5th largest airline in all of the United States. Did I mention there's also over 500 Amtrak stations that you can start and or end your trip at, which is great, or you have the ability to fly if you choose, okay? So keep that in mind. You have that option. Now, we pretty much take care of everything here at Amtrak Vacations along with your travel agent, except for flights. So if you want to fly to and or from the starting and ending point, you absolutely can do that. Your local travel agent can help you with those arrangements as well. Now, the nice part, as many of you know, if you've traveled on board with Amtrak Vacations, there are no middle seats, everyone, on board the train. And most views, most travelers will see sites that really are on the tracks that are less traveled, on the scenic routes less traveled. Fantastic. Here you're looking actually at the observation car, the beautiful dome car with the nice big picture windows. Very popular, especially for those of you looking to travel on some of the long distance routes or out to the beautiful national parks. And folks, why not skip the traffic? Take the train, right? I'm sure throughout many beautiful areas, not only around the United States, but around the country, some of the traffic can get quite busy. Why not take the road less traveled? And for those of you who do not like to fly, or for those of you who don't want to drive again and deal with the traffic, Amtrak Vacations is a perfect option for you because, again, we all know what the scenery looks like when we all fly, whether it's here in the US or anywhere around the world. Why not experience what it looks like on board the train? Now, where can I start my rail vacation? You could start right from your local Amtrak station, everyone. Over 500 stations to choose from throughout the United States. And again, any trip can be customized. Folks, we talked about one of the top 3 ways to save on your rail vacation this year. Here's the second reason to save, the second big opportunity to save on your rail vacation this year, and that is our ultimate rail getaways. Right now, until the end of the day this Friday, we are offering $50 off per couple on any 2018 Ultimate Getaway trips departing now through December 31st of this year. So what I wanted to do is highlight our most popular Ultimate Rail Getaways right here, right now, for each of you that are booking right now and people are traveling on this year. And the first destination, I'm sure, is probably a destination some of you joining myself here today are thinking of. It is definitely one of the most popular destinations people are traveling on this year, and that is Niagara Falls. Now, I can talk firsthand. I actually just traveled to Niagara Falls myself earlier in the year with my wife and 3 children. And folks, for those of you looking to travel with your children or grandchildren, you can't go wrong with Niagara Falls. Now, the nice part is this trip can start again from your local Amtrak station. So all we or your local travel agent would do is just add on the rail, add on the train trip from your local Amtrak station to this package. But this right here, if you stay at the Sheraton on the Falls, that's actually the hotel my family and I stayed at. Definitely, whether it's the Sheraton on the Falls or any of the great properties that we use that you could choose from, definitely consider upgrading to the Falls View room. You wake up in the morning, you're overlooking the falls. You go to bed in the evening, you're overlooking the falls. It's all illuminated. My children absolutely loved it. And my wife and I did as well. I know you will too. Fantastic. By the way, again, for those of you looking to travel with your family, there's also an indoor water park inside of the Sheraton on the Falls. Fantastic price. By the way, look at that starting from price, everyone. I said earlier this morning during my first presentation, it's more expensive for all of us, including myself, to stay home for a weekend. Why not cross the border into Canada, where the hotels are located, and see that all that the Niagara Falls area has to offer? Now, we also have New York City, another fantastic package. As I mentioned, Penn Station, right in the heart of the city. Did I also mention you can even add in Broadway, a Broadway show if you choose? We can do that for each and every one of you. As you can see here on the left-hand side, we include a hop-on, hop-off sightseeing tour. Now that's typically a double-decker bus, and that's a great way, folks, to get in and around the city. Really, any of the cities you'll see we include typically hop-on, hop-off sightseeing tours, and this just gives you the opportunity to travel and see all the great sites that each city has to offer without having to rent a car, get in a shared ride, an Uber, a Lyft, right? It just allows you to get on and off the different sites throughout the city, stay as long or as short as you would like. We have many hotels you could stay at right in the heart of the city, again, depending on what your budget is. We also include dinner at a popular restaurant. In fact, the restaurant is known as The View. It's actually at the top of the Marriott Marquis Hotel. It's the only revolving restaurant in all of New York City. Now, moving along back into Canada, how about a Montreal, Quebec combo? That's a great package. Now, this one happens to be round trip from Toronto, but you can start your journey right from New York Penn Station and travel north, cross the border into Toronto. That can all be added on or added on right from your local Amtrak station. For those of you that are traveling from the South, the Midwest, the West Coast, or East Coast, again, any trip can start and or end wherever you would like. How about Washington, D.C.? And again, these are the trips everyone is traveling on right here, right now for this year. Now, for those of you that have been to Washington, D.C., as we all know, I went on this trip 2 years ago with my family. Entrance into all the Smithsonian museums, free of charge, everyone. By the way, many of the hotels we use, not only on this package, but all of our great ultimate getaway trips that I'm highlighting here, many of them are within either walking distance or a short cab ride from the train station. So I'll give you an example. My family and I, when we did this trip 2 years ago, we stayed at a hotel, Phoenix Park Hotel. It was located diagonally across the street from Union Station in Washington, D.C. So we just walked right across the street. Very, very easy accommodations and easy access. As you can see, hop on, hop off, sightseeing tour. This was actually on a double-decker bus as well. The top portion of the bus was open air. So again, great way to see all that Washington, D.C. has to offer. Folks, how about New Orleans? Again, these are our most popular trips people are traveling on this year. New Orleans absolutely has so much culture, definitely a strong influence with its delicious cuisine. For those of you that have ever dreamed or wanted to go to New Orleans, very big Spanish, French influence, not only within its architecture, but also its cuisine. Jambalaya, Cajun style cuisine. And folks, if you haven't been there and this is a place on your wish list or bucket list, you have to try Cafe au Latte and experience their beignets. Beignets, it's almost like picture fried dough with cinnamon and sugar. Absolutely delicious. I'm literally salivating right now as I'm talking about all the delicious cuisine. You can't go wrong in New Orleans, nor can you go wrong with San Francisco. San Francisco is near and dear to me. It's actually where I went for my honeymoon. 4 days, 3 nights. By the way, all of our ultimate getaways, which we're offering $50 off per couple on any of these, or certainly any of our other 4-day, 3-night getaway packages. Again, you could take advantage of that as long as you give us a call or you contact your local travel agent before the end of the day Friday. Now, great seafood in San Francisco, known as the City by the Bay. You have the Golden Gate Bridge, also includes, as you can see, a hop on, hop off tour. But then you'll also notice the third bullet point down, San Francisco City Pass. So what does a City Pass include? Look at all that's included, everyone. 3-day cable and bus passport, California Academy of Sciences, Blue and Gold Fleet Bay Cruise Adventures, Aquarium of the Bay. So anytime you see the word City Pass, just know you're getting a lot of great attractions at a significantly discounted price. I always use the example when I went to Chicago a few years ago and I had a City Pass included myself. I went to the Willis Tower, which was formerly known as the Sears Tower. Many of you may have been there or certainly live in the area and have traveled there as well. And I remembered I went there and there was this huge line of people waiting to get in to the Willis Tower. And I looked to the left of the line and there was only about 6 or 7 people on the line to the left. And I looked above their heads and it said City Pass ticket holders. So not only does it get you a great discount, it also saves you a lot of time getting in and out of all these great attractions. Speaking of a great attraction, how about Seattle? Home to the first Starbucks, opened up in 1971. In fact, if you look at the picture on the right-hand side, everyone, the first Starbucks, which is still operating today, is located at the Public Market Center. In fact, if you look at this picture, it's right to the right of the Public Market Center, right down the walkway, the little alleyway. Fantastic. Also, if you've seen on some of the travel channels and on TV, it's also home to the fish market where you see men and women throwing these extra large fish over the tourist heads. It's an experience in itself, everyone. Seattle, there's so much to see and do. You have the Seattle Space Needle, the Chihuly Garden and Glass Museum. As you can see, it also includes a city pass, okay? Again, taking you to some of these great attractions. Absolutely fantastic. Now, some of you may even be going on a cruise out to Alaska. Why not spend a little time in Seattle before or after that trip? Again, you can do it in conjunction with a cruise. You can also do it as its own great city destination. How about coming to my area, everyone, right? We all know how popular New England is, especially during the months of September and October, where you can experience the fall foliage. Here's a great 6-day package that not only includes Boston and some of the great historic cities in and around Boston, such as Cambridge, Lexington, Concord, but also the great city of Portland, Maine. I have to say, Portland, Maine, absolutely fantastic. If you like seafood, everyone, you have to try the lobster. Notice how I said lobster without an R. That is my little New England accent, as I call it, but the seafood is fantastic. Great restaurants, little downtown area in the city of Portland. My family and I went to a donut shop that's extremely well known. They got great little fudge factories, just fantastic. This is an awesome, awesome trip. Now, what's our most popular region in all of the United States, folks? Probably no surprise to many of you. It is the national parks, in particular, the national parks of the Western United States. This is by far Amtrak Vacations' most popular region and our #1 most popular tour of any of the national parks, everyone. Folks, it's right here. It is our Glacier National Park Getaway. Now, I do have to let everyone know space on this national park is extremely, extremely limited, okay, for this year. But if you have dreamed and wanted to travel here, it's on your wish list, then don't think twice. Pick up the phone, give us a call, or contact your local travel agent, and we will try our hardest to get space for each and every one of you, especially if you want to take advantage of our endless summer sale. Now, as I mentioned, we use the Glacier Park Lodge, which is located approximately 208 steps away from the Amtrak station right at Glacier National Park. It is fantastic. 4 days, 3 nights. You can't go wrong in Glacier National Park. Now, speaking of the national parks, we also have some fantastic packages out to the Grand Canyon. This is one of are fantastic packages. So for any of you joining myself here today from the beautiful West Coast of the United States, here's a nice round trip package from Los Angeles. Now, I wanted to mention on this particular picture, because this will apply to any of the trips that I highlight that you see maps. Anytime you see the number 1 in a red triangle, everyone, that just lets you know that's an overnight on board the train. That's an overnight on board the train. Now, the name of this train is called the Southwest Chief, but one of the biggest, most exciting things about Amtrak Vacations when it comes to the national parks, everyone, is we have space inside of the lodges inside the national parks, okay? That is huge. If we can get space, obviously in Glacier National Park, which is very, it's very much booked this year, we will try. Same applies to the Grand Canyon. Unlike Glacier National Park, however, the Grand Canyon, everyone, you can go anytime during the year. This is a national park that operates all year long, from January through December, whereas Glacier National Park, the previous picture I showed everyone, only operates from the middle of June through the middle of September. So if we can get space for you this year, especially if you want to try to take advantage of our endless summer sale, we will. Otherwise, we're booking trips all the way until the summer and fall of 2019. Now, speaking of the Grand Canyon, there's so much to see and do. Do you know the Grand Canyon is considered one of the 7 wonders of the world? And speaking of 7, over 7 million people visited the Grand Canyon last year. Now, if you look at the picture in the bottom left-hand corner, everyone, that is a picture of the Grand Canyon Railway. That is actually the main form of transportation for each of you from Williams, Arizona, right into the Grand Canyon. The nice part is it's only about a 2-hour train ride, but it's a fun experience, has that Wild West flavor. So you're really going to enjoy it. Definitely consider upgrading to the dome car on board the train. But what's nice is when you travel on any of our Grand Canyon packages, not only do you get a chance to experience the Southwest Chief on board Amtrak, but also the Grand Canyon Railway. You get 2 amazing train rides plus an iconic national park. Look at this package, everyone. 5 days round trip from Los Angeles. But again, any trip can start and or end wherever there's an Amtrak station. So as an example, for any of you located in the Midwest and you want to do this package, the Grand Canyon round trip from Chicago, you can go round trip from Union Station in Chicago, and we will just adjust the package and adjust the price, and you have a fantastic package ready for each and every one of you. Now, for those of you interested in the Grand Canyon, but also want to see even more of the great sights and attractions in and around the Grand Canyon, this is one of 2 trips we just came out with recently because we had so much demand from our travelers, not only wanting to see the Grand Canyon, but in particular, wanting to also visit Bryce and Zion National Parks, everyone. These trips are fantastic. So this is the first one I'm going to highlight. National Parks of the Southwest, Grand Canyon and beyond. Look at this trip, everyone. Grand Junction, you have an overnight on the train known as the California Zephyr out to San Francisco where you spend a night. You may even want to consider adding in a trip out to Yosemite for the day. Yosemite National Park. From there, you head south down to Los Angeles. From Los Angeles, you have an overnight on board the Southwest Chief into Williams, Arizona, before traveling on the Grand Canyon Railway to the Grand Canyon. And by the way, some of the lodges that we use inside the Grand Canyon, lodges such as El Tavar, Yavapai, Maswick Lodge, okay? Again, folks, these are lodges. It's hard to get space. And even if you were to try to book on your own, you'll pay double, if not triple. Again, remember, last year, over 32 million people traveled on board Amtrak. So we get great rates on all of our packages and most importantly, space inside the lodges. Now, here's what makes this trip and the next one so exciting and special. From the Grand Canyon, everyone, we then have a private sedan service fitting anywhere from 2 to 6 people on a private sedan, taking you up to Lake Powell, taking you over to Springdale where you spend an evening because that's the gateway to both Zion National Park and Bryce Canyon and Capitol Reef National Parks before transferring you back to Grand Junction, okay? So that's where we connect the dots, so to speak, right? Where there's not the train available to these fantastic national parks, we have now added in a private sedan shuttle service to bring you to and from these amazing national parks. And of course, the Grand Canyon, so much to see and do. Interesting to know. Do you know the Grand Canyon's up to 6,000 feet deep, everyone? Up to 477 miles long. And some of the rocks at the bottom of the Grand Canyon are estimated to be up to 2 billion years old. Now, some of the other great sites you'll see, Lake Powell, where you'll have a sightseeing tour included of the lake. Zion National Park. Now, I want you to take a look at this picture just for a minute. Look at how absolutely beautiful it is. The rock formation, some of the greenery. Now, when I go from Zion National Park, take a look at this next picture, folks, of how the scenery, the contrast of colors change. Here you have a picture of what's known as the hoodoos. This is in Bryce Canyon National Park. Absolutely amazing. And again, we will include a sightseeing tour of these national parks with a local tour guide, a local ranger for that particular day when you're in the parks. Folks, this trip is 7 days, 6 nights, starting as low as $21.99. Now, one thing to keep in mind, not only on this trip, but all the trips that I highlight here today, all the trips in our brochure or on our website, pricing is based in coach seating, which is the main seating on board the train, with the option for you to upgrade to either a roomette or a bedroom. And again, with our savings going on right here, right now, something to definitely consider. Now, if you want to see Zion and Bryce, but maybe looking for something a little less expensive, a little shorter, here's another version of our Grand National Parks of the Southwest. This is our express version. So again, a little shorter, a little less expensive, but certainly no less exciting. 6 days, 5 nights, starting under $2,000 per person. And again, sightseeing tours will be included, as well as round trip on board Amtrak. Again, pricing based in coach seating on all these packages with the option to upgrade. Now, one of the last packages I'll highlight that is so many of our travelers are going on this year. That is our Northern Rail experience. Now, this is great for those of you who want to experience more of the train versus the destination. Folks, this is one trip. I have to share this with all of you. This is one trip where the top 3 most scenic train rides are all included in one trip together, okay? The number 1 most scenic train ride rated the last 2 years, that is the Coast Starlight, everyone. That is the train from Seattle down to San Francisco. From there, the number 2 most scenic train ride in the United States is on the Empire Builder. That is the train from Chicago out to Seattle. And the number 3 most scenic train ride, again, in all of the United States, is the train known as the California Zephyr from San Francisco out to Chicago. Now, what makes this trip unique and special, as you could see in the red triangles, there are some of the trains where you are spending 2 nights, not just one, but 2 nights on board these different, most iconic, amazing trains. And it not only includes 3 amazing trains, everyone, it includes 2 amazing cities. Seattle for 1 night, and then it's off to San Francisco where you'll spend 2 nights. And as you can see, we do include some sightseeing as well as a tour of Muir Woods and Sausalito. This trip itself, 9 days, 8 nights, starting as low as $13.49, which is fantastic, okay? So again, you absolutely get some great options to choose from, all right? Let's talk about the train, and this is the last portion of today's presentation. Again, before we announce a winner and we open it up to any questions that you may have. Folks, did you know you are allowed to bring up to 2 carry-on bags per person and up to 2 pieces of luggage up to 50 pounds each? And here's the best part, everyone. It is free of charge. Okay, free of charge. Last time I checked, most airlines, there is a charge to bring luggage. On board Amtrak with Amtrak Vacations, there's no charge for your carry-on bags as well as luggage. And again, everyone is allowed 2 carry-on bags and 2 pieces of luggage. Folks, this is the number 3 best way to save on your rail vacation this year, and that is what we call our everyday discount. So for any of you joining us here today, if you are 65 years of age or older, you automatically can qualify for 10% off on the rail portion of an Amtrak vacation. So basically, whatever the cost of the rail ticket is within a package. So, rail, hotel, sightseeing, meal, whatever the cost of the rail is, if you're 65 or older, you could take 10% off. Any of you traveling with your children or grandchildren, if they are between the ages of 2 and 12, if you look right here in the middle of the screen, if they are between the ages of 2 and 12, we will take 50% off on the rail portion of their tickets. And folks, that's not a typo. This is why, as I've mentioned throughout today's presentation, why I personally have traveled with my wife and three children every year. And in fact, guess what, everyone? We have our next trip planned already next year in February during February school vacation on the auto train going down to Disney. How cool is that, right? So you can do the same as well. Not only on that, but any trips that we have, take advantage of those fantastic discounts. And then anyone that's active duty military, first and foremost, thank you for your service. You and your spouses can save up to 10% off. Let's take a look at the onboard accommodations. And I wanted to highlight coach accommodations for just a moment. Folks, rest assured, even when you're traveling in coach for any of the day trips on board the train, look at the type of legroom that you get on board the train, okay? Not to mention, there are no middle seats on board any of the Amtrak trains, which means everyone has a great seat. 2 extra large seats on one side, 2 extra large seats on the other. I'm sure, I know for myself, many of us have probably been in a middle seat on board some of the airlines. You don't have to worry about that when you travel on board with Amtrak Vacations. Also, as you can see, there's an outlet. You can charge your phone, your mobile device, your iPad, your laptop. Plenty of, again, leg room, reclining seats, storage for your luggage. You also have access to dining car and the sightseeing lounge car, and you can also bring your own snacks and food. So keep that in mind. As I mentioned earlier, again, what's the difference between a roomette and a bedroom? Roomette has what we call a private yet shared toilet and shower. Again, remember, our most popular and our most affordable category. And folks, right now, again, we are offering up to $200 off per couple. Again, as long as you pick up that phone, give us a call. Our agents are here waiting, or you reach out to your local travel agent who can help you plan your rail vacation. And again, most popular, most affordable, private yet shared toilets and showers. If you want your own private toilet and shower inside of your room, no worries, everyone. We have you covered. And again, that's a bedroom where we are offering up to $300 off per couple. Again, as long as you book before the end of the day this Friday to travel anytime this year in 2018. Now, regardless where you sit on board the train, everyone, you have the freedom to get out of your seat and move around. In fact, we encourage all of you to do that as well. We also encourage all of you to go and experience the beautiful sightseeing lounge cars. These are the cars, again, with the nice big glass dome, with all the beautiful picturesque windows, especially on our trains throughout the Western United States. Now, regardless if you're in a roomette, a bedroom, if anyone needs any handicap accessible rooms, as long as you're in a sleeping category on board the train, everyone, all your meals are included on board the train from the city you depart from until the city you arrive in. You can order off the menu. If any of you have any special dietary requests, just let us or your local travel agent know. We will help you with those arrangements. Really, when it comes to meals, the only items not included for those of you that are in sleeping accommodations would be tips and gratuities for the waiter or waitress, as well as any alcoholic beverages that you order at dinner time. Otherwise, everything else is available and free of charge if you're in a sleeping category. If you're in coach seating, of course, it's available, but it will be at an additional charge. Now, where can you view any of these exciting, popular rail getaways or any trips that we have? In addition to the ones I went through, AmtrakVacations.com. You can take a look and search for these online. The best way, however, again, just pick up that phone, give us a call, or contact your local travel agent, and they will help you with all of the arrangements. Why? Because we travel all over the United States and even up into Canada. For those of you that want to do a combination of USA and Canada, we can help you with all of these trips. truly being your one-stop shop. So again, in closing, before we announce today's winner, before we open it up to any questions you have, and folks, I've seen a lot of questions come in, which is fantastic. So thank you all so much. Feel free to type any additional ones. I am here for each and every one of you. So we're going to go through these in just a moment. But again, our top 3 ways to save, everyone: endless summer sale, ultimate getaways, and everyday discounts. So let's start again, moving our way back. So the number 3 best way to save, everyday discounts. So again, anyone 65 or older, you can save 10% on the rail portion. If you're traveling with your children or grandchildren, they can save up to 50% off on the rail portion. And any active military personnel and your spouses, you could save up to 10% on the rail portion of a package. Second best way to save is our ultimate rail getaways. Again, folks, these are the trips people are traveling on right here, right now for this year, anywhere from 3, 4, 5 days up to a week or so longer, 2 weeks. Okay, but the rail getaways typically are our 4-day, 3-night, where we are offering $50 off per couple. Again, all you need to do is just let us or your local travel agent know before the end of the day this Friday, not only for any of those exciting trips, but also for any of you that will be traveling overnight on board the train. Because as long as you upgrade to either a roomette or a bedroom, we will take off $200 off per couple for a roomette and $300 off per couple for a bedroom. Again, it's on any packages consisting of 3 or more components. So again, as long as it's your train ticket, a hotel, and a sightseeing tour, as long as it's your train, hotel, and a meal, or a Broadway show, or a car rental, as long as it's 3 or more items, 3 or more components, you can take advantage of these fantastic savings. So folks, on behalf of myself and on behalf of Amtrak Vacations, let me just say thank you all so much for joining us. As I promised all of you, we have a winner to announce before I open it up to all your questions and answers. So I did want to again mention, any of you that have any additional questions, please feel free to type those away in your question box located on the right-hand side of your screen. If you haven't asked any questions, please feel free to do so. I am here for each and every one of you. And we still have time, so this is fantastic. So first and foremost, though, everybody, let me just say the winner of our $100 Amtrak Vacations gift certificate is Aruna Chibber. Aruna Chibber, congratulations. You are today's winner of our $100 Amtrak Vacations gift certificate. So congratulations. And that's to be used on any exciting rail vacation for this year. So with that in mind, again, I see we have a large list of questions. So I'm going to go through these. And again, I invite you to stay on board, listen to some of the questions and answers, as some of you may be wondering some of the same ones. And I will do my very best to answer all of those questions. Okay, so first and foremost, first question from Gail. Hi, Gail. Is there a discount if traveling single? Absolutely, Gail. You will still be able to take advantage of these savings, okay? So just give us a call or contact your local travel agent. The discounts apply regardless if you're 2 people sharing a room, whether it's a roomette or a bedroom, or a single traveler. So, and any of our reservationists or your local travel agent can go over exactly what the discount is. Absolutely. Okay. Oh, hi, Peter. Please repeat the deadline to travel. So yes. So I'm going to go back just for a minute. Okay. And let me go back to this. So to take advantage of all 3 savings, but in particular, this endless summer sale, which is our latest and greatest and last sale for this year, as long as you book any rail vacation to travel this year in 2018, as long as you book with us or your local travel agent before the end of the day this Friday, August 3rd, to travel anytime this year in 2018, and it's one of our packages. If you upgrade again to a roomette, we're going to take $200 off per couple. If you upgrade to a bedroom, we will take $300 off per couple. Okay, so hope that helps, Peter. Thank you so much. And again, great questions, everyone. I see we got a lot of great questions. Moving along, how close is the hotel in New York City from the station? Is it best to walk to the hotel? Gail, great question. I could tell you firsthand, hotels are either a short walking distance, and to answer your question, absolutely. Many of the properties we use in New York City are within walking distance. So again, whether you want to walk at your leisurely pace or it's a short cab ride, there's cabs right outside of Penn Station. Again, we have a wide variety of hotels ranging from 3, 4, up to 5-star, 5-diamond properties. So again, just depending on what your budget is, many hotels to choose from. But again, either a short walking distance or a short cab ride. All right, thank you. Let's see. Oh, hi, Edward. How are you? Let's see. Grand Canyon, Bryce Canyon had my hometown. Now, as a retired Air Force person, and under 65, what are your discounts? Great question, Edward. So first and foremost, Edward, thank you for your service. And I know I speak on behalf of all of us here joining today's presentation. Thank you sincerely for your service. If you are Amtrak offers what they call actually Amtrak Vacations, if you are part of Veterans Advantage, then you do qualify for an additional discount, but you do need to be a member of Veterans Advantage. So feel free to write that down, Edward, if you're not currently a member, but if you are, then as a retired military personnel, as retired military, you will be able to take advantage of some additional savings as well. Okay, so anyway, hope that helps. Thank you, Edward. All right, let's see. Let's see. Okay. Hi, Teresa. How are you? You have our current USA and Canada vacations booklet. And also, son, that's a great question. So for any of you, and I like that, Teresa, thank you so much for having our booklet handy, having it on hand, which is fantastic. We got some great packages. So as you may know already, Teresa, it's on page 48. So, and that's and thank you for that suggestion. That's a great suggestion. What Teresa mentioned is, as I highlight some of these packages, certainly for those of you that have brochures, even referring to what page that I'm referring to. Teresa, you are awesome. I totally agree. Love it. So if you have our brochure, Teresa asked about the USA Canada Rail experience, which is on page 48. Thank you, Teresa. Appreciate it. Okay, Kathy, is the sale for 2018 trips only? I'm planning a 2019 trip. So right now, so Kathy, let me say this. We are booking trips right now as we speak, all the way until the fall of 2019, folks. However, this endless summer sale only applies right here, right now, for trips this year in 2018, okay? Will we have other sales? We may not. What I always recommend, the sooner you book any trip, the better, as it allows us to find the best rates, not only on board the train, but also at hotels. Right now, however, especially with a lot of our ultimate getaway trips and trips that are anywhere from 3, 4, 5 days up to a week long, we could still get some fantastic rates for this year. So certainly, whether you're booking last minute or wanting to travel this summer or fall, we still have some fantastic packages and prices, and including any exciting rail vacations for 2019. All right, let's see. Hi, Daryl. How are you? Do you offer a veteran or disabled veterans discount? So again, Daryl, same question that was asked, or similar question that was asked as well from Edward. Again, if you're part of what we refer to as Veterans Advantage, then yes, you will be able to take advantage of an additional discount. Hi, Gregory. How does the hop-on, hop-off work? How does one get a ticket for this? So just so you know, everyone who travels with us or through your local travel agent, you will receive copies of your tickets and vouchers electronically. So e-tickets, e-vouchers, it's sent through email, and you'll typically get those anywhere from 2 to 3 weeks prior to departure. And as far as how a hop-on, hop-off works, Gregory, very easy. So as an example, my family and I, when we went to Washington, D.C., we had a 48-hour multi-day hop-on, hop-off tour. So what does that mean? For 2 straight days, we could get on and off the bus, which was a double-decker bus. That's how most of the hop-on, hop-off tours work, at any of the different stops that they had included during their tour. And traditionally there's anywhere from 15 to 20 different stops all throughout the cities. And you can get off as many times and stay as long or as short as you would like on each. And once you show your ticket and voucher, you are all set and good to go. So you can print those out ahead of time once they're emailed to you. Or you can even use your phone, your mobile device to show the person who checks you in on the bus, okay? Let's see here. Okay, thank you very much. Hi, Paula. Can you book just Bryce and Capitol Reef on a tour, or do you need to book it as a 5 to 7 day package? Great question, Paula. So we have the opportunity to book it as obviously as a tour, as the tours that I mentioned, or you can customize the package. Pretty much rule of thumb is as long as any of our packages have at least 3 or more components, not only to take advantage of the endless summer sale special we have going on, but for any trips, as long as it's 3 or more items within a package, absolutely any trip can be customized, okay? Thank you. Hi, Donna. Discounts only available per couple. What about single travelers? Yes, so these discounts do apply to single travelers. So it just depends on how much will apply to single travelers, but we do have the same special going on, whether you are traveling with a guest or you're traveling as a single. We have a lot of folks that travel with us as single travelers. So absolutely, Donna, discounts will apply for single travelers. Great question. Let's see. Hi, Kim. In Niagara Falls, does the train arrive there before you check into your hotel? Great question. So typically, Kim, what happens is you have the option. Many of our travelers, especially if you're starting in the United States, the train will travel actually up into Buffalo, New York, and then we have a transfer that we include to bring you from Buffalo over the border into Niagara Falls, where then you'll be able to check in to your hotel once you arrive. And of course, any of our reservationists as well as your local travel agent can help you with those arrangements. So you get in, at a good time, and we'll still be able to check right into your hotel. Okay, great question, Kim. Thank you. Let's see. Kathy, will there be sales in 2019 to take advantage of? Again, great question, Kathy. We don't know as of yet. We hope there will be, but again, we never know too far in advance. So all I know right here, right now, is we do have this special for any folks looking to take advantage of some great savings for this year. Otherwise, again, if you know where and when you want to travel to next year, regardless if we may or may not have a special, of course, the sooner you let us or your local travel agent know, the better, as typically that's the best opportunity to get some of the best prices. Okay. Thank you, Kathy. Great question. Let's see. Hi, Peter. Thank you. Thank you. You're welcome. Can you tell me about unlimited train travel trips, a 30-day pass? Oh, I like your thinking, Peter. We're actually coming out with some fantastic 2 and 3 and 4 week packages for 2019. So right now, some of the longest trips we have are anywhere from 2 to 3 weeks, but we are looking at coming out with 3 and 4 weeks. What you're also referring to, a 30-day pass, pretty much hop on, hop off with us. As long as you have an idea where you want to go and when, we can help put that together along with your travel agent and customize a trip exactly for what you're looking at. But we are, as I mentioned, looking at coming out with some fantastic long distance, longer rail adventures for those of you that have a little extra time and want to see all that the US has to offer. Okay. Hi, Elaine. You mentioned auto train. Does that mean you could take your car? Elaine, I'm glad you asked. Yes, absolutely. In fact, I will tell you firsthand, when my wife and I were looking at going to Florida, obviously we looked at, okay, we only have 1 week because we're tying it into my children's February school vacation. When it came down to it, we were saving anywhere from $700 up to $1,000, Elaine, by doing it on the auto train, compared to if we were to fly and then get a rental car down in Disney, right? So it not only is going to be an amazing experience, as I'm sure we can all agree, for my wife and I and my children, going on board the train, and we have our 2 bedrooms that are going to be adjoining. We'll have dinner and breakfast included, but also we're bringing our car as well, which, by the way, we're bringing a lot of stuff to put in the car. So it's almost like an additional way to bring some extra luggage, right, so to speak. So we can't wait. It's going to be fantastic. Thank you, Elaine. Daryl, will they reinstate service from Jacksonville to New Orleans anytime soon? Yes, Daryl, we are hoping for that. Nothing's confirmed definitely as of yet. Pretty much what we have been hearing on our end is hopefully in the next 1 to 2 years, that route will be up and running again. I know we here at Amtrak Vacations, we are certainly hoping for it. Certainly for any of our travelers located in Florida, many of them, of course, have the option. They can go up, travel north on the train to then travel south down to New Orleans, or of course, flying from Florida to New Orleans and then having some sightseeing and then maybe traveling by train and to some of the other fantastic cities. But yeah, we are hoping definitely in the next 1 to 2 years. So we'll keep hoping for that, because I know we would love that as well. And these are fantastic questions, everyone. Thank you all so much. Let's see. Okay, got a two-part question from Kathy. If you book a trip for 2019 and a sale comes up in 2019, are we able to get the trip adjusted? Yes. So Kathy, in that case, yeah, just if that happens, what I always say is feel free to reach out to us or your local travel agent. Certainly if the trip is going to give you some good savings, you have the option to cancel and then rebook to take advantage of the savings. I will tell you sometimes that can apply. Sometimes it actually may not even affect the difference in price, because again, depending on the cost of the train itself during that time, it may even be more expensive based on when that special comes out due to when you booked it. So usually rule of thumb in general is the sooner you book any package, the better. Okay, that's usually the best opportunity for all of us to get the best rates, the best prices. In this case, because so much of where people are traveling on this year is so many of our ultimate getaways and 1 week trips, we're still able to get fantastic rates even close into departure on those particular trips. But certainly for any of you looking to travel on some, cross-country rail vacations, some of our longer extended national parks, the sooner the better. No doubt about it, especially to a national park like Glacier National Park, which again is only open from June through the middle of September. Okay, so thank you, Kathy. Great question. Harriet, can you remind me what the three components are of a package? And actually, I just saw a question come in from Teresa. Please enter three components. Great questions. Again, just so everyone knows, three or more components, very easy. So it is a combination of rail, hotel, sightseeing tour, or it could be rail, hotel, meal, or it could be rail, hotel, Broadway show. As long as there's three or more items, in particular to take advantage of our endless summer sale, which again is the $200 off per couple if you upgrade to a roomette, or it's the $300 off per couple if you upgrade to a bedroom. So that's the only one thing to keep in mind, especially if you want to take advantage of these fantastic savings on either a roomette or a bedroom, as long as it's a package, which again consists of three or more components, as I mentioned, as examples. You can absolutely, and I encourage all of you to take advantage of that before it expires. So again, folks, it looks like we are just about within our 1 hour. Folks, again, over 1,000 people joining us today. Thank you, thank you. Fantastic turnout here today. We got some fantastic questions. Let me just sincerely say thank you all so much again for joining myself here today. I hope you enjoyed today's presentation as much as I enjoyed presenting to each of you. And more than anything, again, pick up that phone, give us a call, contact your local travel agent, especially if you're looking to travel this year and you are looking to travel on board the train, either in a roomette or a bedroom on one of our many different packages. I want to again say thank you, and we look forward to seeing you, your friends, your family on board soon with Amtrak Vacations. Thank you all so much, everyone. Have a great rest of the day. Bye-bye.